The new Alliance War Showcase is out, and this time we're featuring the war meta of Clarity and House of Mirrors, and me personally, I didn't like this war tactic. I much preferred Ex Magica and Crush, which is probably a hot take, but either way, the showcase was relatively fun. Some of these fights, I'd never seen in season before. This first one, Spidey Supreme. I don't think I remember ever seeing him when I played in Clarity. So there were some interesting fights that I don't feel were that relevant to the tactic. Actually, a lot of them. We're going to get to that as the fights go on. But, yeah, we're just starting with Silk versus this Spider-Man Supreme, and because this guy has, no health pool, we can just kill him very fast. You can do a bunch of intercepts and stuff like that. Try not to do what I did and throw a medium when he's not stunned, but other than that, we're going to get him down. Just like this, I'm going to go for an intercept right here, and then I don't get it, but I'm going to get it right here with a nice ricochet, and then I can just kill him like that, because again, he has no health. So there we go. Silk is going to carry a lot of this quest for me, and there's her first fight, which is really nice. And then next up, we're going to fight this leader on node 4, which it's not really node 4 because it's in the showcase, so it doesn't really have specific war nodes, but the nodes on this fight are the same as node 4 on the Alliance War map. So I'm going to be taking this fight with Kate Bishop. Kate Bishop was not and is not Clarity tagged, but she could get around a lot of stuff that Clarity could throw at you because of the fact that, okay, during the auto block phase, just use heavies and then you're fine. During the evade phase, Cold Snap is up and then you don't need to worry about him evading. So, yeah, she takes a lot of tactic stuff, and Leader was the only fight in this quest that I think I used her for, but she does this fight very well. So yeah, we're just gonna do a bunch of heavy attacks and then drop an SP1, and then we're gonna counter his special one just like that. I don't want to be hitting him too much in the auto block phase, and then I also want to keep my distance because these defenders all have inequity, and then long distance relationship is there too, so there's a lot of ways that my attack just gets reduced in this one. And then also, I'm not going to be using light attacks mainly, because that's how Leader's going to place debuffs on me, which is going to both increase protection and inequity, and I don't want to deal with that. So, got a little lucky going for medium heavy there. I forget they have Limber, so don't do that. I wouldn't suggest that, but yeah. Leader, this was I don't know if it was a common placement, because generally Leader was on steady build-up unblockable instead of Fury. But it does make sense that they would make a fight of him on node 4 with steady build-up Fury, because it is threatening, just like unblockable is threatening, just with how Leader's kit works. So next up, we're gonna be fighting Shocker on node 29, which is EMP mod and Prey on the Weak, and I genuinely don't remember ever seeing this fight in season. Shocker was never on this node when I played Clarity both seasons. He was always on node 37 or 39 or 47, the one with power snack, and then the one with power efficiency. But we're just gonna be taking this fight with CGR, and the goal is to literally just kill him before he kills me. And if you are wondering why your CGR isn't doing a normal rotation where you just heavy power gain and then vigilance and then you're at an SP2, if you're wondering why that's not working, it's because these defenders have collar tech. So he's going to be reducing your combat power rate when you're fighting a tech champion in this quest. And while normally there's a tech symbol icon on the opponent who is suffering from collar tech, for some reason there's not here. So just know that it is there. That's why the normal rotation isn't necessarily working, but for some reason there's no icon. So anyway, just a little clarity on that, because I think one time I tried this and then I did my normal rotation and I was at an SP1 and I dropped it and I was like, oh wait, that's an SP1, not an SP2. Yeah, color tech is getting involved. So next up, we're fighting Onslaught with Silk. And yeah, Silk just kind of destroys Onslaughts. Another fight that I never saw in season. Like, I don't really know who was designing these fights, but I feel like they're supposed to be reminiscent of what Clarity placements were, and this Onslaught is not that. He was usually on node 49, which is polka dot power. Sometimes he was on the boss, which I understand why they wouldn't place Onslaught on a boss node in this quest. Yeah, 49 was a big one. Trying to think of any other ones. None come to my mind immediately. I think I saw him on 44 a couple times. And then, yeah. 38. 38's another big one Onslaught was on. With debuff immunity on knockdown and then ebb and flow heavy attack. I'm sorry if like you're not a war meta main like like a war main like I've been for a long time, and these nodes don't necessarily make sense to you, because I understand the showcase is meant to get people who aren't playing a lot of war to play war. But yeah, Silk just does really well for Onslaught in general, so this fight's gonna go down really fast. I could have done an SP3 rotation if I wanted to, I just didn't. So yeah, yeah, some of these placements I don't understand. I guess they're focusing more on, like, the quest itself than how reminiscent it was of Clarity, which some people might like, some people might not like. I don't necessarily like it that much. I kind of was hoping this would be showcasing what the placements were and what placements you might see in Alliance War if you play high tier would be. No one's ever placing Onslaught in Node 6. Like, I don't think anyone's ever done that before. So, I don't know. It's fine. But, yeah, next up we're fighting Mojo on node 20, I believe. And this was a common placement. You still see Mojo on node 20 a good bit. Normally he's not that difficult in this node because Titania exists. So yeah, he's kind of just there to force a Titania on someone's team, otherwise known as a path splitting placement. But yeah, Silk does this fight very well because you can kind of just prevent placebo going on you by placing so many debuffs. I'm gonna mess up the Silk SP3 rotation because I think when I pressed skip SP3, there was like a delay between when I was able to attack again, like a delay more than normal. Like I press it right here, and then yeah, it just like froze. I don't know if it was game lag. So there, I just threw a light attack into the air when I thought I did a medium, and I was like, oh, that's awesome, love that. But it's fine because an SP1's gonna kill anyway. So yeah, Mojo on this node was very common. It still is relatively common. Sometimes it's other mystics like Ebony Maw or Kindred, but yeah, he was there. And then this is a fight. Firstly, just so you know, don't use Silk for this fight because I genuinely didn't remember that Wolverine was House of Mirrors because no one in their right mind was placing Wolverine on defense. So I don't think it's that unreasonable for me to forget. But also, if you're wondering why he's evading when he's slowed, it's because the tactic is unaffected by ability accuracy reduction, and slow is ability accuracy reduction. So at this point, I'm just spamming heavies during the auto block phase and playing a little bit passive or only hitting while he's stunned in the evade phase. And I know stand your ground is there, so I'm fully aware of that when I'm spamming heavies. I just don't care. I want to get out of this stupid fight because it's so dumb. No one ever placed Wolverine on 40, and yeah, it's a fight that's there. Okay, now we move on to section 2, or path 2. I'm gonna show the Chavez and the arcade at the end. We're just gonna do the path fights first, and yeah, you will have time codes in this video if you need help. But I feel like this side was definitely more reminiscent of fights that were relevant, because I feel like all 4 of these on this path were common placements during Clarity. So maybe they were trying to make some weird placements on the left side, and the right side made more sense, because that's what it feels like, because Omega Sentinel was on this node a good bit. Maybe not over some other tech champions like Guardian or Venom, but she definitely was there. So yeah, next, no, not Venom, because this is node 12, not node 13, not node 3. But yeah, Guardian was on this node a lot, I remember. And then, yeah, I'm using a Cosmic Power Boost because when I played Gladiator in season, I would always use a Cosmic Power Boost. And I also have a bunch of them anyway, so I might as well use them. But here I'm usually very good at the SP2 decks. And then I messed it up, unfortunately, so that Incinerate hurts, man. But luckily it doesn't last very long. She did get an armor, so I'm like, oh, well, I guess I get to deal with this now. But it's okay. We're gonna be able to live, and then I'll just heal up Gladiator afterwards. But yeah, Gladiator does good for this. When you have the Vigilance up, you reduce the ability accuracy of all unblockable effects by like 100%. So yeah, it's very helpful, and it would be better if you could like use a Power Start 1 and get to an SP2 like really fast if your Gladiator's duped to where you have like 100% Vigilance uptime. But they didn't give you a Power Start 1 boost on this fight. They did for some of the fights later. So yeah. Anyway, next up we're fighting Capsam on node 30, I think. This one has the thing where they gain, they place shocks on you when you hit them when they have armors. And then, yeah, this was a common placement. We did see a lot of Capsam here. We did send a lot of Gladiator here. I did this fight with Gladiator a couple times, I think. And yeah, it's gonna go kind of rough because, again, in season, you would use a Power Star 1 for this fight, and we don't have that here, but that's okay. We can still do pretty well. If I ever need to do it on an emergency, I can eat his special 1, which is going to consume his armors, and then I'm going to be able to just, remove those armors and then get to another SP2 faster, and then once that happens, the Vigilance should be ready, and then I'm just chilling. And then here, I'm going to eat another special attack with Gladiator, man. Game lag, awesome. That game lag is so fantastic, but here, I think, yeah, the game lagged there, but also I was early anyway, so terrible decks on my part. I know how to do that one, it's been a while, so I messed it up. Lose a lot of my confidence, but it's okay, we're just gonna get some back real quick. And hey, look, he lost his armor, so it indirectly was useful, I guess? I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna go for an SP2 right here, Vigilance up, and now he does not have a chance to gain armor, and we are kind of chilling because we have the power backs, so we're going to get to another SP2 really fast if he isn't already dead by then. And yeah, Relic into a combo, into a heavy, into an SP2, and that finishes the job. And those are my only Gladiator fights for this quest. Which, yeah, he did what he needed to do, shut down the armor up champs. Maybe not as effectively as I'd have liked, because again, no Power Start 1 boost, but that's fine. Next up, we're going to fight Quicksilver, and here I'm using Valkyrie, and I'm just going to tell you right now, I would have brought Shield in hindsight instead of Valkyrie. I think Shield is way better for these fights than Valkyrie is. I'm also not the best Valkyrie player. I used to play her all the time, and then I just kind of stopped, and so it's kind of like picking her up again for the first time. I'm like, wait, what the heck? So, yeah, Valkyrie definitely can solo this fight. I just can't solo this fight because I never played Valkyrie in the season, so something's going to catch me by surprise, and you're going to see it pretty soon. But, yeah, we're just doing normal Valkyrie stuff right now. And there I'm just going to parry light a couple times, get these whiplashes off of me. And then, yeah, I have clarity up, so that's awesome. Now he can't evade or auto block and stuff. And I'm going to go for an SP2 in just a moment. And then Power Focus 2 is pretty nice here because I can just kind of hit him a bunch and not bait specials for a little bit of time. And yeah, he can't evade when I have clarity, obviously, so that's really cool. And then you're going to see my mistake where I'm going to invert my combo, which I just kind of forgot that I wouldn't really be gaining clarity charges because of that. So now I'm just losing all of my clarity charges, and I'm not gaining any more back because of the combo inversion. Something that I just should have thought about and just didn't because, again, I never played Valkyrie during this meta. So I was like, wait, he evaded? What? How'd that happen? And then I get caught, and now I trigger a billion bubble shield triggers, and I need to double medium, but I'm not going to do that because I just don't recognize what's happening. So yeah, I have clarity back now, which is cool. So there I just don't realize he's unblockable and he kills me because of bubble shield. So yeah, dead, but it's fine. And then I tried this new revive feature, and then it's bugged. That's crazy. So then it crashes my game, and then I just have to refresh, and then I realize, yeah, that didn't work at all. So then we go back in, and then it's gonna be fine. I'm gonna play this second attempt well, because I just don't invert my combo in the second attempt, which is what I should have done the first time, obviously, because inverting my combo is kind of how I lost that. Yeah, so we go back in, and then I just kind of do Valkyrie stuff. There's not much to say. I'm just gonna make sure to never invert my combo, and I'm actually gonna drop an SP1 here, which I don't know if was like the smartest thing to do, but it did give me a lot of combo and helped me get that pierce up faster. So anyway, this Quicksilver isn't gonna last too much longer. We're gonna start doing a bunch of damage into his block soon, and yeah, it's gonna be pretty nice. Valkyrie's a pretty fun champ. I just didn't do her justice here. And then I'm not going to do her justice for the next fight either, but we'll get to that when we get to that. Yeah, we're just going to do some combos here. I was hoping this SP1 would kill. It doesn't, but he continues to hold block, so we do kill him there. And yeah, my Valkyrie's not ascended either, which if yours is, then you'll be having a better time for that fight. Next up, we're fighting Jessica Jones on Node 18, common placement in season, but I never use Valkyrie in season. And I think we sent Sheoth to this fight more, which is, again, why I suggest you take Sheoth instead of Valk. But that's just me. This fight is going to go pretty terribly, because JJ's AI is flat out some of the worst thing I've ever seen. Like, I'm just trying to get her to back up, and dude, she does not back up and hold block. Like, I know I'm supposed to be doing, like, whiffing lights and stuff, but I don't even get the opportunity to whiff lights so many times. So, yeah, I died without her losing a single % of health. So that's cool. Then we go back in, and, yeah, gonna try the same thing. And just hope it goes better, because hopefully the AI actually is decent in this fight. So I'm just like, please back up. I'm trying to whiff a light, and then she just dashes in. There, that's what you're supposed to do. So yeah, finally it's starting to work out. Back up, perfect. She backs up and holds block, and yeah, now she's doing exactly what she's supposed to be doing, and you're just hitting her block constantly to mitigate hazard shift. And yeah, it does suck that you're not going to have the bulwarks active, because the bulwarks are going to increase your purified chance, and then the purified chance is really useful for getting the weaknesses off of you on your special attack. But there, yeah, I'm just trying to get her to back up, and it's like, okay, whatever. I don't invert my combo there, so I have the weakness on me. She has resistance up, so I'm just not doing a lot of damage, unfortunately. But yeah, Shield is just so much better for this fight. But it's whatever. So yeah, we were just kind of doing the same thing. My Fury's gone, but I still need to continue to hit her block, unfortunately. And here I did not mean to do that. I thought I reset my combo, and I didn't. Just inexperience with Valkyrie. Anyway, yeah, I at least I got my bulwarks now, so now I can purify weakness, and then I also have just a lot more attack, and I don't know why she's dashing back. They never do that when you do the whiff light trick and continue to hold blocks. It's just not a thing that they do. Anyway, yeah, this is going great. This is not Node 18, by the way. I just realized that. It's Node 44, which still was pretty common. And here, I'm just gonna die from poison. Anyway, yeah, so I hate this fight. I hate this fight so much. And, we're not done dying to it, by the way. And there you just see me, like, sit there, and I'm like, dude, this sucks so much. And then I go back in, and, I drop the SP2, does some nice damage. She's at 10%, and I'm like, oh, this is awesome. I get sidestepped. Awesome. And then I go back in again, I'm hitting her block, and then, I'm dashing in because she's blocking, so I'm gonna continue to hit her block. She special intercepts me. Absolutely fantastic. It's like, come on, man. What the heck is any of that? Anyway, I'm just, please block. And it's just like, oh my gosh, dude. Her AI is the worst thing ever. So I just can't get her to dash back. So now I'm dropping SB1 into her block. And then it's just like, dude, dash back, please. So now I'm just like, please die. Drop the SB1. It doesn't kill her. And then I go for a combo there. And then she dies with me at 1% health. So, yeah. I cannot stand that fight. Anyway, use Chioth. Don't use Valk. Anyway, next up we're fighting Chavez on node 46. Yeah, I think this was a common placement. Yeah, Silk just gets to the SB3 and wins, like she does versus most fights. Yeah, in the meantime, we just need to bait specials from Chavez. We have the evade if she drops an SB2. And hopefully she doesn't charge a heavy. That would be ideal. I'm pretty sure she doesn't charge a heavy in this fight. If your Chavez does, just make sure she doesn't get blue dimension. You're always going to be able to evade at least one special 2, unless you get hit and you lose your evade, but yeah. So anyway, I'm going to go for the evade there, and then I go for the counter, and then I just need to get to an SB3, and again, she's dead after that. So, yeah, charge heavy into SB3, we're going to hit the skip SB3, and then we're going to go back in and do medium, light, medium, 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 and then we go for the combo into relic, into light attack, into pause, into light attack again, start a combo, and then if that Chavez had like 1,000,000 health, you get to the SB2 and she's dead, so. Yeah, silk locking is one of my favorite things to do. And then last but not least is the arcade boss, which we saw once, and I think it was like a war I didn't even play because I couldn't play that war due to vacation issues. So yeah, I didn't even play the war that we had an arcade boss, which, I don't know. He was usually on hazard shift. But I get the thematic stuff for this one more than I get the thematic stuff for Wolverine on node 40. So yeah, arcade, we're using Gorr here because Gorr has the undermine, which just makes the start of the fight versus arcade very easy, because the big threat here is just getting your initial clarity. Like, once you get your initial clarity with most champions, you're probably fine. But that wasn't really the case for stuff on the boss node, because you have to hit them like 10 times, well, probably less, but you have to hit them a lot with them being stun immune, so the auto block chance is definitely there, and once they auto block, then it can just spiral out of control. And yeah, I'm just kind of fighting arcade. Anyway, trying to get some nice intercepts in. I do a bunch of ricochet intercepts in this fight, and then I go for an SB3, and then it does a good bit of damage. His arcade tokens don't matter because he can't auto block me. Go for a medium into a heavy attack, power gain myself up to an SB3, throw another one, and then it does good damage, but he's not going to be dead yet, and then I think, like, I almost die, like, between this 20% health and the end of the fight. Yeah, it goes, I hit his block. I don't know why I thought that he wouldn't go red there. He was always going red there. So yeah, special 3, I'm eating, just don't do that. I guess I was indestructible, at least. That was cool. And then I go for an intercept there, and then it doesn't work, and then I eat a combo again. I'm like, dude, what the heck is happening? Why can I not do anything right? So, medium into SP2, and then he doesn't die, but the damage over time is going to finish him off, question mark? Or my medium does. Anyway, yeah, there's that fight. So, that is the Alliance War Showcase. Yeah, I don't know, this quest was weird. I didn't necessarily enjoy a lot of it, but at some points it was kind of cool. Anytime I was playing Silk was really fun, but that's just Silk for you. The arcade boss was also kind of fun. I just kind of messed up at the end. I hate that Jessica Jones fight with a passion. I don't know. Anyway, that's gonna be my video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching it. If you want to comment some teams and you used and stuff, I'm sure it would be helpful for a lot of people. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.